Welcome to yet another informative Dairy Farms show. Young Kenyans are taking up dairy farming in a big way. At the core of this industry is Diana Miyano, a young Kenyan lady passionate about dairy farming. Diana is the overall manager at Keyden farm. The farm is located at Murera in rural Kiambu County. Kiambu County is a county in the former central province of Kenya. Its capital is Kiambu and its largest town is Thika. The county is adjacent to the northern border of Nairobi County. The county experiences bimodal type of rainfall. The long rains fall between mid-March to May, followed by a cool season usually with drizzles and frost during June to August, and the short rains between mid-October to November. The annual rainfall varies with altitude, with higher areas receiving as high as 2,000 millimeters and lower areas of Thika Town constituency receiving as low as 600 millimeters. The average rainfall experienced by the county is 1,200 millimeters. The dairy farm was started in 2018 in October.
We started dairy farming last year in October. So the cows here are 1 year old.
Growing in Nanyuki, where her mom does dairy farming, Diana tells us she was inspired by passion to venture into the dairy industry.
My mom is also a dairy farmer, so I grew up loving the cows and all that. So at some point when I was looking for something else to do, we thought of dairy farming.
Diana has a background in design and printing. This is what she was doing before ditching it for dairy farming. She confesses that she loves dairy farming.
Professionally, I did design and printing. That's what I've been doing in River Road since last year, October, so when we started dairy farming. So as we went by, I got tired and was looking for something that I love doing. Yeah, not just for business and all that, but something I have a passion in.
Starting can sometimes be difficult. Diana did not know much about dairy farming. She had difficulties with feeding and managing on the farm. She has, however, learned on the job. The learning process led them to low milk production, which has since improved as experience increased.
Keyden started some years back with the pigs farm and the poultry farm. So I came up with the idea of the dairy farming. So as new farmers, we didn't know what to do in terms of feeding, in terms of knowing when the animals are healthy and all that, and we didn't know what to do to improve our milk production. So these are the things we were learning as time went by. So the learning process meant low milk production because we didn't know to do it right. But I can say that we've gained knowledge and we are somewhere.
Starting with 3 in-calf heifers, Diana tells us that Keyden farm has grown. She now has 3 Frisian cows and 4 heifers. One of the heifers is an Ayrshire and the rest being Holstein Frisian. Of the 7 animals, 7 are in-calf at different stages of pregnancy. This, according to Diana, is key for continued milk production.
In October, we started with 3 cows. 3 cows were in-calf. We have 3 heifers since that time, and we've added 1 Ayrshire heifer. We have Frisian. The 6 cows are Frisians, so we added 1 Ayrshire because it's gonna milk. Yeah, Ayrshire is better in terms of fat, and it's fatty than the Frisian. So as we went to many farms and watched many programs, to Lisoma, it's good to mix the breeds. So that's when the Ayrshire came in. So we have from October when we started, we have 7 cows now. Yeah.
Okay.
And from the 7, 5 are in calf.
Diana starts her day at 3 a.m. in the morning when milking is done. Cleaning of the cowshed is done. Milk is sold at 6 a.m. in the morning. Cleaning of the cowshed is done again at 9. Milking is done 3 times every day. The second milking is done at 10 and the last milking at 6 p.m. Feeding is then done every day at 11 a.m. and at 6 p.m. After feeding the cows, they are left to rest and chew cud so they can make milk.
So after 6, we will clean the cow sheds again before milking. The next milking, we milk 3 times, at 3, at 10 and at 6 in the evening. So after 6, we clean the cow sheds again at 9 and then milk at 10 and then feed the animals, the cows, at exactly 11. You have to do it the same time every day. Clean the cow sheds. Again, we clean 3 times in a day. So you leave the cows to relax before the next milking time. Because it's important when they're sleeping and they're chewing cuds for the milk production.
Diana tells us they initially had a challenge of mastitis in the farm. She therefore makes sure that the cowshed is cleaned thrice a day. The cows are then washed once every week. This has helped them combat mastitis and ticks.
When we started, we had challenges of mastitis. So our vet told us that it's purely because of cleanliness. Mastitis is caused by dirty cow sheds. Yeah. So you have to clean, you have to make sure the cows are clean. And we also clean the cows themselves. We wash them once in a week. Yeah. So you have to make sure it's clean for to avoid mastitis and ticks.
Ruminants need a daily supply of all nutrients required for maintenance and production: milk, meat, growth, and pregnancy. Quantitatively, any type of nutrient can limit performance levels, but the most likely to be in short supply are energy and protein. This is especially true for high and average yielding cows. Feeding of dairy cows varies. An in-calf cow is fed on dry cow feed. The feed is balanced and is low in protein to avoid the cows getting excessively fat. Fat cows have difficulty in calving. When a cow calves down, it is then fed on dairy feeds. The feed should be high in protein and carbohydrates. Animals feeding on green pasture normally receive all vitamins that are needed. Vitamin supplements are often added to balanced ratios prepared as feed to be used in animals housed and reared in intensive systems. Vitamin A is one of the most important vitamins in animal nutrition. The vitamin is found in carotenoid, pigment of green plants. Vitamins D, E, and K are also present in green plants. The availability of high-quality water for ad libitum consumption is critical. Insufficient water intakes leads immediately to reduced feed intake and milk production. Water requirements for dairy cows are related to milk production: dry matter intake, ratio dry matter concentration, salt or sodium intake, and ambient or environmental temperature. Milking cows are fed thrice a day, that is, after every milking. The calves are then fed on milk for 3 months before weaning. Hay, calf pellets, and mineral salts are also supplemented.
Feeding varies. Like when the cow is in calf, you give it dry cow feeds. Dry cow feeds means you reduce the amount of proteins in your food, so you balance so that the cow won't get so fat. There is danger in fatty cows when they are giving birth, so we give them dry cows. So when it gives birth, we go back to dairy feeds. That's when we add more proteins, because every milking time a cow loses too much calcium. So you have to add more proteins in the feeds. We give it 3 times in a day. After every milking time, it's fed. Those are the milking cows. We start giving milk to the cows at 0 to 3 months. It's purely milk and salt, minerals, and hay, and pellets. Not too much, just a little, but the main thing we feed on it is on the calves is milk. So it's for 3 months, and then after 3 months we start weaning the calves.
Once weaned, the calf is also fed on feed rich in mineral salts. The quality and quantity matter as well. This ensures that the heifers grow fast so they can be served.
What you feed the cow and the calves is very, very important in the growing of the calves. So, and the quality and the quantity matters too. What we did with the calves is that we fed them good quality, everything that a good calf should be fed, and then we added the quantity. So they grow fast, very fast. Heifers are different, and I guess it's from the way they are fed, because one of our heifers was serviced at 1 year, 2 months. And usually it happens at 1 year, 6 months. So it grew fast.